Hey there, YouTube. I am Jax Colon, and this is my review of La Strada, returning to my new Fellini addiction. And I'm going in kind of reverse order. I started with 8.5, and then watched La Dolce Vita, and now La Strada, which they're all chronologically going back in terms of his film career. So La Strada literally is the story of this guy, Zampano. He's a strong man, and he just travels around to different towns and busts a chain with his chest muscles. And at the very beginning of the movie, he literally buys this girl to, travel with him and be his companion, but, mainly to work for him, to pass the hat around. And over the course of that, he trains her in how to perform and be a clown. And they join up at the circus at one point. I mean, of course, I really loved it. Not of course. I wasn't blinded by the fact that since it was directed by Fellini, I was going to love it. I've been getting these from Netflix, and they give you the Criterion edition of them, which is great. And this one includes a really great introduction by Martin Scorsese, who's influenced heavily by Fellini, and a lot of other directors are too. Actually, as I was watching this, I noticed the movie Sweet and Lowdown. It's one of Woody Allen's more recent movies, is pretty close to this one. It stars Anthony Quinn, which is interesting. It's as an American lead role, and Richard Basehart are the two, I guess, lead roles. And they're both Americans, which is interesting. But the part that I really want to talk about is Giulietta Messina. She plays this fool character, and she does play almost like a commedia dell'arte type stock character. And her face is just so expressive. So not only does her performance harken back to the commedia, from like the Middle Ages, really, it also goes to the silent era. Because her dialogue is very minimal. I mean, she does speak, but for the most part, she doesn't talk that much. And Scorsese mentions Charlie Chaplin, but actually I was reminded more of Harpo Marx, which is obviously not the silent era, but he never spoke, so it's kind of a half and half crossover there. But it's really great. Visually, it's still shot in the regular square format like this. And I guess another little mini crash course, but the Italian neo-realists, which is where Fellini got his start. He worked on scripts with other prominent neo-realist directors. They, really... it's not that they shunned high production value, but Italy was just coming out of World War II. They didn't have a lot to work with, so, the big thing in the Italian neo-realist movement was, to use real locations, not to really shoot on sets, don't use actors as much as possible. And talk about real things that are going on right now, not some fantastical setting, either in the past or the future. Just talking about current events, or not necessarily current events, but people struggling in the modern society. This movie, more than the other two that I've seen, you can really see that influence in it. But you can also see that he's starting to get a lot more sophisticated with lighting and the composition of the shots and stuff. So it's really interesting. It's really funny. And the thing I love about Fellini so far, from what I've seen, is that he views all his subjects with this kind of childlike naivete, I guess. There always seems to be some sort of clown, and in this case there literally is a circus. And when I say childlike, I don't necessarily mean innocent, just fresh. He can always seem to interpret things for the first time and make it really fresh. So the movie does have a lot of heavy emotional moments, but the reason that those moments pay off so well, I think, is that you learn to laugh with these characters and laugh at them in some cases. But it's really good, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who likes movies. La Strada, Federico Fellini. 5 punches in the face. I'll see you guys next time.